Do you know what ABS brakes are, what they're for, and why all cars already come with them installed? The reason is quite simple. There is a phenomenon that happens when you brake hard and the wheel stops spinning completely. The car simply becomes uncontrollable, with a tendency to skid, spin, or turn 90 or even 180 degrees. In other words, the car becomes completely uncontrollable, and the driver loses control of the vehicle's path, which can be very dangerous on narrow roads or in various situations. And the situation gets even worse when you try to turn the steering wheel to either side in an attempt to avoid an obstacle. Basically, a wheel that doesn't turn doesn't offer any kind of control to the driver. And that's where ABS brakes come in, which stands for Anti-Lock Braking System. What ABS does is prevent the wheels from locking up. The term locking refers to the moment when the wheels stop spinning completely and start skidding along the road, leaving the car without grip and the driver without precise control of the vehicle's trajectory. Rotation sensors on each wheel, a dedicated electronic control unit, and some other system components work to calculate and predict the moment when a lockup is about to happen, when the brake pedal is pressed all the way down. Then the system applies braking pressure to each wheel individually, locking the wheel but preventing it from stopping completely. In other words, braking the car still gives the driver full control over the vehicle, allowing him, for example, to turn the steering wheel to avoid an obstacle, which wouldn't be possible without ABS. And that's why a car with a good ABS system doesn't lock up the wheels while braking. And a big advantage of all this is that the wheels don't suffer a lot of stress and don't wear out as if you were drifting around. So the ABS system continuously monitors the individual rotation of each wheel. It only comes into operation when the brake pedal is pressed hard. It then performs a series of calculations, and if it detects that one of the wheels is about to lock up, meaning it stops rotating, it sends a command for the brake pressure to be briefly released. It does this continuously several times per second, and that's why it's normal to feel a slight vibration in the pedal. It's simply the ABS working. Skidding, caused by wheels that don't turn while braking the car, is one of the biggest causes of accidents. And to conclude, did you know that when a car brakes hard with ABS and another without it, the one without ABS stops at a longer distance? That's because the ABS system makes better use of static friction, which is the friction between stationary surfaces, rather than kinetic friction, which is the sliding friction between moving surfaces, like the wheels spinning and the asphalt rolling. Safely stopping a moving vehicle is such a complex task. And that's why, besides ABS, there are at least 2 other different systems present in vehicles, especially the more recent ones, which are the electronic brake force distribution, or EBD, and the brake assistant, or BA. Just like ABS, these 2 serve as braking assist systems, aiming to stop the car in the best way and in the shortest distance. The operating principle of the electronic brake force distribution, or EBD, is relatively simple. Considering a car with only the driver inside, the largest portion of the car's weight rests on the front wheels. This is because the weight of the engine and its components are mostly at the front of the vehicle. So, in a braking situation, the front wheels should be braked with greater force compared to the rear ones. That's because they have greater grip on the road, which will result in a shorter stopping distance. When more passengers and luggage are added to the back, the weight of the vehicle is better distributed over all 4 wheels. So in the event of braking, the braking force should be distributed and applied equally among the 4 wheels of the vehicle, which will result in a shorter stopping distance. And that's exactly what EBD does. With the help of weight sensors, an electronic control unit, and other components, it continuously monitors and adjusts the braking force between the 4 wheels of the vehicle, providing the shortest possible braking distance. But that's basically how these systems work and how a car brakes.